Good morning. It's currently, what time is it? 8:45 on a Sunday morning. On this Sunday morning, so I'm going to aim to get this video up today. The bags are bagging, but life update. Gosh, I genuinely don't know how to start. I'm at like 16%. I just thought, do you know what? I've got 2 minutes. I've got brain cells. Let's do the video I've been meaning to do. So, it's been about 6 months now, longer maybe, that things have been a bit funny on my social media channels and I've not had time. I've been really ill. Unfortunately, I've been in and out of hospital a lot of scary situations, a lot of new symptoms. So in May this year, I had an issue with my eye. I will try and attach the picture on the screen for you to see. I had what's called scleritis, and it's a very rare disease. Now normally it only happens in one eye, but tell me why 2 weeks ago I got it in my right eye as well. So I'm currently back and forth between the eye hospital and other appointments for that alone, because that is a symptom that you get with other more scary illnesses, which currently I'm under investigation for lupus and rheumatoid arthritis after being told that I don't have fibromyalgia. So for 2 years now, I've been told it's fibromyalgia. It's fibromyalgia, and my symptoms and my body has been worsening, declining, and I've been saying to my doctors, like, look, these things are happening, like, this isn't normal. My weight is all over the show. I'm so tired, I'm in so much pain. And then that happened with my eye in May, and then a couple of weeks later I was in hospital with a suspected bleed on the brain. So that was a very scary day. You're 25 and next minute you're like, okay, being rushed for a CT scan. Very lucky it wasn't. My CT scan was clear, but again, why am I having those symptoms? We're not sure. So that happened. I was just at home on my own and I hadn't been well, and next minute I got this horrible, like the most horrifying pain in my head ever, and I was immediately throwing up. And I just remember ringing my mum screaming, like I was like, something isn't right. So we had to go straight to the hospital, and because of the severity of my symptoms I was pretty much taken straight through. Very lucky, very grateful that that happened, but it was nothing, which I'm also very glad about, but very frustrated because why am I having these symptoms? So that happened. What's another one that's happened? There has been so many. Obviously, those of you who've been around for a while now, you know I seize up. I have a lot of locking with my hands, with my legs. This time of year is hell on earth for me because the pain in my hips is unreal. So after waiting 20 months to see rheumatology, and in this time I have had private appointments as well, which I've had to pay through the eyeballs for just blood tests, but when I'm this ill I had to do it. I'm fortunate that I could do it. So I went private for a little while trying to speed things up. Had the test done for lymphoma, lots of other things. Again, scary, waiting for all those tests. So my head just wasn't in it for social media, because it was like, I'm going through so much, like it'll be fine, I'll be fine for about a week, and then boom, I'll get a new symptom, I'll get ill, I'll get worse, something will happen. So I finally seen rheumatology after 20 months, and I sat down, they pulled up all my MRI scans. I had also had nerve conduction therapy just prior to this as well, which was the most horrifying test in my life. They had put, one second, I need a drink, I've got dry mouth now. They had put needles into my muscles whilst electrocuting me. It was that painful, I almost passed out and had to get them to stop. So that happened. More MRI scans, I've had so many this year. I had that, rheumatology, he pulled up everything and he was like, your spine is basically fucked. My spine at 25 looks that of a 45-year-old. He said if I was 45, wouldn't be concerned, but it is a cause for concern now, because I've got multi-level disc degeneration. I've got little parts of my spine that are pushing inwards onto my spinal cord, which are causing a lot of pain. I've got cervical radiculopathy in my neck, which makes me feel so sick all the time. I have intense neck pain and it always feels like my head is just going to tumble off. My shoulders, I do have all of my letters somewhere. This would have been helpful. So I've got issues literally down my neck. It's interfering obviously with my spinal cord. How the guy in rheumatology explained it to me was that it's like a motorway and one side has like a traffic jam. So one lane is getting severely like trapped. And while all this has been going on, obviously I've been having all these tests, all these new symptoms constantly starting, something new, my weight gain, then severe weight loss, so I'm tired. My iron levels are on the floor, but no reason for them to be. I'm severely anemic, there's something wrong with my red blood cells. So in a whole, my body is literally a car crash. So I just get on as normal now because it's my normality. I'm on medications. But with all of this ongoing, I've not been able to work. So obviously, most of you know I work full time in the NHS. And I've not been able to work because every time I was working and then I'd get a new symptom and then I was off again and then I was back in and off and in and off and in the hospital and back and forth. So I've just been off for 6 months now, so I'm very lucky I have social media to keep me preoccupied because it's been a lot. No routine, no nothing for 6 months, so that has not been helpful. I'm very lucky that being in the NHS there is a lot of options and support. My management check in with me twice a month, if not more. They will message every day to see how I am, nothing other than to see how I am. But I have an appointment with my doctor on Monday again because even though I've been told I've got all of this, nothing has been put in place to help. No therapy, no physio, no nothing is in place. And I also found out, let me see if I've got the letter, because I've got, oh god, I've got so much stuff in the kitchen drawers, I'm not going to find it. One letter came through and gosh, 6 years ago now I had surgery for suspected endometriosis. And that was another surgery that made me severely ill. I had memory loss off the back of that. So I came round from my surgery and the surgeon came and told me, you don't have endometriosis. Oh, that's what I remember. I didn't get any write-up from my surgery, no like outpatient notes. I also got discharged when I shouldn't have been discharged because my blood pressure was on the floor. And I also got told my stitches would dissolve themselves. 2 weeks later, I had to go and have my stitches pulled out of my stomach because they were getting infected and were, in fact, not dissolvable stitches. So at this point, getting a letter from rheumatology with all my diagnoses from them, plus other diagnoses that in black and white says endometriosis, was a bit of a shock to the system. As you can understand, I've got 5 years with 6 years since my operation with excruciating period pain, being told there's nothing wrong with you. But then a letter comes through and it is there in black and white saying you do have it. So it was like, so I rang my doctor and I was like, can somebody literally just please tell me, what do I have, what don't I have? So now he's having to reinvestigate with gynecology because there's been a lot of episodes with period pain that an ambulance had to be called. Now, in the past 2-3 years, it's happened 3 times now. One very recent, about 6 weeks ago, I was actually out on my own. So that was scary, and it was so severe that I weren't breathing. I wasn't breathing. The pain was that bad. but it's all in my head. Now I have gone multiple years being told everything is in my head, but these symptoms are physical and now they are showing up. So I have, oh, that's another thing. I've got hypermobility. I've got something wrong with my ligaments. So like this here, my ligaments are so stretched that my wrist, when they're bent, you can kind of see the dint here. My bones are coming through. So it literally makes me grit my teeth, but that's the health update. Now, off the back of all of that, I decided I want to move house and buy a new house. So over the last 2 months, we've actually been in the process. We found a property, it was putting our house on the market, going through the rigmarole, and I just said to Tom, let's not do it. Let's not do it, because if I need to quit my job, it's going to mess up our whole new mortgage. And it's just that stress, because obviously at present, our home and the interest rate that we have, we are very lucky, is severely low. So if I needed to quit my job, we'd be okay. But if I went and bought a new house, the house at the current mortgage rate, we were paying double what we were paying here. So it was a bit of a risk. So being an adult, I decided we've got 2 years left on this amazing fixed rate. Let's stay put, renovate the house, do exactly what we want, because we never ever intended to stay here this long. But we are doing now, so we've not done as much to the house, because it was always, we've been looking at houses constantly. So that's kind of the update, where I've been, what I've been doing. So whilst I've just been dealing with all of that, naturally my mental health has been on the floor. I haven't been myself. I haven't wanted to film. My Instagram insights are like this, and I couldn't give 2 shits, because I'm a human being at the end of the day. So at current, I have no clear diagnosis. I just have lots and lots and lots of health issues. So fingers crossed, my next appointment with rheumatology. Oh, I hear a dog. It's Roland, maybe. Hello, who is it? It's Oreo. But yeah, hopefully, my next appointment's in Feb. I've got another appointment in December. Do you want a brew, babe? Just finishing this video. Give me 2 seconds.
That's alright.
But yeah, that's the update, and hopefully we'll be back filming as normal going forward.